Hi everyone, and welcome to our video on some simplifying rules. So in this table, we have all of our algebraic rules for simplifying. Okay, so not to write them all down or anything. I mean, you could pause and write it down, but all of these come from algebra. So like FOIL and factoring and then simplifying fractions. Well, all of these algebraic rules apply to trig functions when we have to either multiply or factor or whatever. All right, so for instance, I didn't leave space for 1, 2, and 3 because I just want to mention that these problems directly above the ones from the ones below with the trig are very much similar in the process to do them. So for instance, in this number 1, we would take this 7x and distribute if we're going to multiply this expression. Well, same deal with number 4. So 4 we're actually going to do. So sine of x would distribute, and then it still again acts like any algebraic rule does. So sine of x times sine of x, and we could, let's write this one out the long way. So that would be sine of x times sine of x. And then we've got minus sine of x would times cosine of x. And then sine of x would times 10. So we'd probably put the 10 first like that. So 10 sine of x. Okay, so that's what it looks like when it multiplies, and then we use our rules. Well, the sine of x times sine of x, that's the same thing times itself. So that means it's sine squared of x. Sine of x and cosine of x, that's just like x and y. They don't combine nicely. So that means you just rewrite them multiplied next to each other, just like that. So sine of x times cosine of x. And then 10 sine of x, again, yeah, those don't get along really, so we just leave them alone. Just have the 10 attached to sine of x, like that. There we are. Okay, number 2. Again, the same deal. This one would be a FOIL problem. The x would distribute, and then the 6 would distribute. Okay, so let's do this one. We'll do some colors with number 5. So the tangent of theta would distribute. So tangent of theta times tangent of theta. Let's just do that right away. Tangent of theta times tangent of theta would be tangent squared of theta. And then tangent of theta would times the minus 4, and we'd have minus 4 tangent of theta. And then let's use blue now. So this positive 1 would then also multiply. So positive 1 times tangent of theta would be positive tangent of theta. And then positive 1 times negative 4 would be negative 4. And then we look at these terms and we say, oh, are there any like terms? Well, these two middle ones have the same variable part. So tangent of theta and tangent of theta, they still follow the same rules. Again, just like if it was negative 4 tangent or negative 4x plus x, I mean, there's a 1 there too that we can put. We know the coefficients should just combine. So what we'll do is rewrite it as tangent squared of theta. Negative 4 plus 1 would be minus 3, and then attach the tangent theta, and then a minus 4. Okay, that's it. Okay, so again, very similar to what would have happened directly above number 3. Same deal, if you see something that has a minus inside parentheses being squared, we should rewrite it, and then now it would become a FOIL problem. Okay, so number 6, we do the same thing. We're going to rewrite it. So cosecant of theta minus 1 squared would be cosecant of theta minus 1 times cosecant of theta minus 1. Okay, and then let's do what we did on the last problem. So again, FOIL, cosecant of theta times cosecant of theta. That's the same thing times itself. So that's cosecant squared of theta. And then cosecant of theta times negative 1 would be minus cosecant of theta. And then let's go in blue again. So negative 1 times cosecant of theta would be negative cosecant of theta. And then negative 1 times negative 1 would be positive 1. And then just like the last problem, we see, oh, there's these two middle terms are like terms. Let's combine them so that we get cosecant squared theta minus 2 cosecant of theta plus 1. Okay, so the two middle terms combined, a negative 1 and a negative 1 makes negative 2, just like that. Okay, so all these algebraic rules. So we're about to do a lot more stuff with algebra with our trig, and this is all a refresher to remind us how we can do algebra still, but trig is no different. Don't let those trig functions freak you out. They follow all the same rules. Okay, so let's put a pause. Let's do factoring in another video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.